Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen, amma ba'd. There's a hadith that's been reported by Imam Muslim in his Sahih on the authority of Abu Hurairah, who said that the Prophet ﷺ said, fasting is a shield. So when one of you is fasting, he should neither indulge in obscene language, nor should he raise his voice in anger. If someone attacks him or insults him, let him say, I am fasting. My brothers and sisters, this hadith gives us an insight as to why we fast. This hadith teaches us how to behave with our Lord whilst we are fasting. And the scholars of Islam have said it is a shield for you in the dunya, fasting, and it's also a shield for you in the akhirah. In the dunya, the person who is fasting is constantly conscious as to the way he is behaving, the statements he is uttering, the way he is acting. Is he doing something which is pious? Is he doing something which is dignified? Is he doing something which is idle? Or is he doing something which is pointless? Or is he saying something which is immoral? This fasting shields the person from acting or behaving in a way which is inappropriate. And in the akhirah, it brings him back after fasting in the dunya for the sake of his master. It brings him back to his master, and it is a shield for him against the hellfire, for those people who did do immoral actions, and those people who did have bad statements, and those people who did have illegal relations. It's a shield. Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu narrated that the Prophet ﷺ taught the students and taught the young men of Medina to get married, and this will be better for them because it will keep them pious and it will keep them chaste. And for those people who are unable to get married, he instructed them to fast, because fasting is a shield. Fasting will bring them closer to Allah. Fasting will prevent them from the hellfire and bring them closer to His Jannah. And there are many secondary benefits also. How many people now are being tested with the opposite gender, or even how many married people are being tested with the opposite gender? Fasting teaches us to become better people and how to behave with our Lord and how to behave with one another. One of the ulama of Islam said that this hadith draws attention to two very important points. Number one, there are certain things which are worse whilst you are fasting. Yes, it is bad to insult someone. Yes, it is bad to act in an immoral manner. But whilst you are fasting, it is even worse, because you are constantly engaged in an act of worship. And this is why this month is such a blessed month. It's not a month where you have room to sin. It is not a month where you have negligence in this month, or it is a month where you can even have a moment of negligence, because throughout the day, we're behaving ourselves upon taqwa because we are fasting, and throughout the night we are making dhikr, we're making recitation of the Quran, we are standing in front of Allah, we're making dua. This is what Ramadan is about. Ramadan has no room for negligence, it has no room for sin. Also, from the benefits from this hadith is that we should strive to become better people whilst we are fasting, because if we don't do it now, then when will we do it? If we don't do it now, whilst we are fasting, and we ensure ourselves and rectify our behavior, then there will never be a time where we'll be able to rectify ourselves. Also, whilst we are behaving ourselves and whilst we're having taqwa, it makes the fast much more complete, and it increases the reward. And this is why one of the Salaf said, fasting is a shield as long as a person doesn't make holes in this shield. And the way he makes holes is by engaging in ghibah. This is just an example. There are many other examples of how you can make holes in your shield. There are many examples of how people wake up in the morning and all they do is throughout the day whilst they are fasting are engaging in actions which are obligatory actions. They don't want to get closer to Allah with any other nawafil. They will just pray the 2 rak'ah of Fajr and maybe then go back to sleep until Dhuhr. And this is the fasting. This kind of fasting, my brother and sister, yes, you are doing something which is obligatory, but you are not upholding the shield correctly. Allah wants us to get closer to Him during this month whilst we are fasting by doing many optional actions. But also what is worse than that, there are some people who engage in many nawafil actions. You will find them now in Ramadan engaging in dhikr and reciting the Quran. Throughout the year maybe they've been negligent, but now they are not. However, the obligations they become negligent on. So you will find many people praying Salat al-Tarawih, but when it comes to the praying Salat al-Wajib in the masjid, you will not find them in the masjid. Or maybe you might not even pray the wajibat. Allah tells us to recite Quran in the month of Ramadan, so they will do so. But whilst they are fasting, they may lie, they may get engaged with ghibah. So this is a hadith which becomes a shield. Fasting becomes a shield only if we uphold what the message is telling us. Don't engage in obscene language. Don't engage in vile behavior. Construct yourself to behave in the best possible manner whilst you're fasting, and this is what will benefit you. Also, my brothers and sisters, we are living now in a stage where Islam is extremely rare. Proper Islam has become strange, and people don't understand what Islam is anymore. This hadith teaches us that Islam is not a religion of violence, because Allah's Messenger is telling us, if someone attacks you or insults you, don't insult him back. Be nice and return back to your Lord. My brothers and sisters, I ask Allah to make this beneficial for us all, and that He helps us to make fasting a shield for us in the dunya, and more importantly, when we meet our Lord, we meet Him whilst He is happy with us and not angered. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على نبينا محمد.